Yes, please.
Hello everyone, a very good evening to you all. This is Mahanur Khan, a UK admission officer from HR Consultant. So today I give you a little bit introduction about the HR, what the HR is. HR is a leading consultancy company in Pakistan that has been working in Pakistan since 1993 with the aim to provide high quality education options to our youth for the better future of Pakistan and our society as well. So today we are live with Bangor University for our students. So at the beginning, I would like to welcome my colleague, Ms. Saima Khalid. She is a regional manager education. So welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Manur.
Thank you. Furthermore, I would like to welcome our guest, Mr. Morgan Edward. He is a regional manager, South Asia. Welcome, sir.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mano.
Welcome. And also welcome to Mr. Moed. He is from Bangor International College. So welcome, sir.
Thank you, Manur. Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this session.
So now I will give a little introduction about the Bangor University, what the university is. It's a public research university. The university was founded as the University College of North Wales on 18 October 1884. And after that, it gained the status of Bangor University in 2007. Furthermore, about the university location, university is located in between the stunning Snowdonia Mountains and the beaches in Bangor Vale. The university strives for academic excellence and high student satisfaction, providing hundreds of courses across the world, across the arts, sciences related to business and law courses. Furthermore, about the research, Bangor's research to be either world leading or internationally excellent and providing large, outstanding teaching, learning, and outcomes for its students. It's also a major provider of training and education for the NHS in Wales and one of the main higher education partners in Northern Wales Clinical School. If I talk about the courses of Bangor, so Bangor has tradition of academic excellence, offering diverse programs with modern facilities and a high level of education support. Moreover, about the distance between the London and the Bangor is 208 miles. And if I talk about the road distance, so it's about 252.2 miles. Bangor is also achieved a gold award, the highest rating possible in the National Teaching Excellence Framework. And the most recent National Student Survey result placed Bangor amongst the UK's top 10 universities of student satisfaction. So if I talk about the rank of the university, Bangor ranked 401 according to the World University Ranking 2020. And Bangor University is ranked in the top 40 in the UK for research according to the Research Excellence Framework. So furthermore, we will discuss today about the Bangor University criteria, scholarship requirements, and accommodation, and much more. So people stay connected with us. So now, Ms. Saima, I would request to you to kindly proceed live session further. Over to you, Ms.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Mahanur, for a brief introduction regarding the Bangor University. First of all, I would like to thank Morgan Edwards, our colleague from the Bangor University, and Moeed Raja for the Oxford International Education Group, the Bangor International College, representing Bangor International College. So thank you so very much, both of you, to come online for the live session, and this session will be very, very helpful for the students who are intend to study in the UK university, especially Bangor University, and they'll be cleared regarding the current situation and the program's availability. And I'm just going to tell Morgan Edward that he is going to start his presentation. So Morgan Edward will of course, tell us about the programs availability, the university, popularity, courses, the scholarships, the tuition fee, and Moeed Raja will brief about the Bangor International College, the programs, pathways, and the other entry criteria. So, Mr. Morgan Edwards, it's over to you now. You can start doing the presentation and yeah, continue.
Fantastic. Thanks very much. Could you just allow me to share the screen, please, at some point? So yeah, thank you very much for that introduction, Mahnur and Saima. It's almost like there's not an awful lot left for me to say now. You guys have said it all about Bangor. A very good introduction there. So hi everybody. Yeah, my name is Morgan Edwards. I'm the regional manager for South Asia here at Bangor University. And I'm just going to give you a brief presentation today to talk you through kind of the main things about Bangor that you should know, obviously, when you're considering us. I appreciate right now it's a really difficult time for you all as international students when you're looking to make a decision with everything that's happening with COVID-19. So first of all, let me say that I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and I hope your families are all safe and well as well. Hopefully this presentation will answer most of your questions that you have, but I will share my contact details. So if you do have any questions in the future, you can always reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Again, I'd just like to say that I'm very grateful to HR consultants for putting on this session today. We've been working with them for a long time. They're really fantastic partners for us in Pakistan, and we really value our relationship with them. So if you're looking for a very quality agency to work with, then you'll definitely find that with HR. So let's get underway. So yeah, there's a picture of me looking a bit more normal with a normal haircut. Obviously right now in the UK, I can't visit the hairdressers because things are on lockdown. But yeah, there are my contact details, my email, my mobile number, which is also my WhatsApp number. So if you want to add me on WhatsApp, that's absolutely fine, and I'm happy to speak to you there. So before we go any further, it's probably important for me to get this out of the way. So COVID-19 and how the university is responding to this, what we're doing. The UK, the situation in the UK now is improving rapidly. We're seeing a massive reduction in the number of cases. Things are much better now. They're more under control. And we've taken the decision to go ahead with our classes in September as planned, but they will be a mix of face-to-face and online classes. So the way that will kind of materialize is, maybe some students will have face-to-face classes on a Monday, and then the next day they'll be online, Wednesday face-to-face again, online and offline the next few days. So that's what we're looking at. And if you decide to come and study with us in September, we will obviously let you know as soon as possible the exact arrangements for our classes. And we hope to kind of be, publishing that information in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, what's happening in the UK is only one part of the picture. We need to look at what's happening in Pakistan, in your country as well. And obviously right now, I think the visa centers are still closed, and IELTS centers are still closed. So we have to obviously keep monitoring the situation, and we will always update you and update our guidance as soon as that's available. You can always visit our website, which is www.bangor.ac.uk for full information. Manor was kind of saying at the beginning that Bangor is a very quality research institution. We're top 40 in the UK for our research, and we believe strongly in engaging with the local community. And throughout all of COVID-19, we've been making sure that we give back to the community. So these are some of the things that we've been doing to support the community, the wider community in COVID-19. So collecting protective equipment for the National Health Service, producing hand sanitizer, producing other kind of face masks and face coverings as well. So we've been giving a lot back to the community as well, because that's what a university should do. In terms of helping our students, we've had a lot of students who've gone back to their home countries and are studying online with us during that time. But we've also had some students who've had to remain in the UK because it wasn't possible for them to travel back to their home countries. And we've been making sure that we're looking after these students. So we're having weekly sessions with them. to talk about their visa situation, immigration, financial concerns that they might have, and just, making sure that they feel looked after and supported during this difficult time. Traveling internationally by yourself is a very scary thing to do, and you need to know that you have a strong support network in the UK to help you, and Bangor certainly has that. So that's enough about COVID-19. That's enough of the upsetting stuff. Let's kind of get into the main presentation and start talking about Bangor, start talking about us. So my first question to you guys as students would you rather be in this kind of environment? And I'm sure that you all recognize this as a very busy London and the famous underground sign, the London buses. Or would you rather be in this kind of environment? So this is one of the key selling points about Bangor. And it's probably more relevant now than it ever has been. People want to get away. They want to don't want to be in crowds of people right now. It's a very dangerous thing to do. And Bangor's environment, Bangor's location is really an incredibly important thing to us. And I like to say that if there was a global ranking for location, then Bangor would be #1 every single year. You can take a look at this picture. It's absolutely stunning. Maybe for people in Islamabad, you have beautiful mountains that surround your city as well, so you might not be that impressed. But it's still an incredible place to live. So 3 things to remember about Bangor. If I only had a minute or 2 minutes to speak to you guys, these would be the 3 things that I would ask you to remember about Bangor, the important things, the important selling points. So number 1 is we're a very cost-effective university. If price is something that's important to you, then Bangor is a really good fit. We're regularly voted as one of the cheapest places to live in the whole of the UK, so our living costs are very low. Our fees are very competitive, so when you look at other similarly ranked universities, Bangor's tuition fees are very, very good. And then finally, we have really good scholarship programs, so up to 50% off your tuition fees, and some really good scholarships, which I will talk about later. So all of this, leads me to say that Bangor delivers quality education for less. Second important thing about Bangor is that we're very, very strong both in the UK and internationally in subjects that matter. What I mean by subjects that matter are areas or subjects that are changing the future that we're moving into. So for example, the School of Psychology is doing some really fantastic research about mental health, mental well-being, mindfulness, and obviously right now everyone's at home, they're feeling quite stressed. This is really important. Environmental sciences, so obviously every country in the world is facing challenges because of climate change, and Bangor is doing some incredible research and is a world-leading institution with regards to having a more positive impact on our environment. And then things like electronic engineering, so 5G and how that's going to influence the future of technology, underpinning everything we do, artificial intelligence. We're doing some really fantastic research in those areas. And then finally, again, location, location, location. If there's one thing you're probably going to remember about Bangor is that its location. I keep talking about it, but hopefully you'll see why. So a few more accolades or a few more rankings about Bangor. As Manor said in the introduction, Bangor's teaching is outstanding. It's gold rated, which is the highest ranking you can get in the UK. Not every university in the UK has this. So there's over 100 universities, and I think about 30 or 40 have gold rating for their teaching. And Bangor is also a top university for research as well. So we're good at teaching and we're good at research, and that together means that we're a very, very good educational institution. In 2019, Bangor was the best university in the UK for clubs and societies. So that shows you that we're very inclusive, a very friendly and engaging campus. There's lots of things for you to do, lots of things for you to get involved with, new things for you to try. And that's probably the most important thing about university, is having this opportunity to experience new things and to meet people from different backgrounds and different cultures. In 2018, we had the best student accommodation in the UK. So we've invested over £40 million into developing our accommodation. We have really amazing modern living facilities for you guys. And I'll show you a bit more detail about that later. The next one is really important for Bangor because it shows you that we've been a quality institution and our students agree with us, and they've been saying that since 2017. So every year since 2017, we've been the top 10 for overall student satisfaction. And that measures things like satisfaction with the location, the facilities, your lecturers, the course content, all of those things. And Bangor's been in the top 10 for 3 years running. Hopefully we get it this year as well. So again, that's just really important ranking for us. And then finally, this one is quite a recent addition. Bangor is a top 70 global university working towards the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And again, that just shows you how seriously Bangor University is taking its responsibility to the environment. We want to have a more positive impact on the world that we live in. And I'm very proud personally to work for a university that focuses on our environmental impact. It's a really important thing to me personally, and hopefully to you guys as well in Pakistan. Even though Bangor is a relatively small university with around 10,000, 11,000 students, we have a very international community on our campus. So over 90 countries are represented on our campus, and you can see some of the countries there. We have a very good representation from Pakistan, and actually the Pakistani Student Society is probably the most active of all the country societies we have on campus. They're a really good credit to Pakistan. They do some fantastic events. They organize events for Pakistani students, both in Wales and around the UK. And they can give you lots of advice on what it's like to live in Bangor as a Pakistani student. And they put on, nice events as well. So I think this slide just kind of emphasizes that even though we're small, you still get that global experience that you want from university. You guys, you're looking to study now, you're moving into a world which is very globalized and everybody's very well connected. So it's really important that you have those early experiences of communicating with people from different backgrounds. So Bangor University is a major university in Wales and in the UK. It's one of the top universities in Wales. And as you would expect, we offer all the main subject areas. So, business and MBA programs, computer sciences, electronic engineering, law, psychology. These are the most common and popular subjects in Pakistan, in South Asia, and just generally speaking at a postgraduate level. But obviously we're starting to see more interest in kind of niche subject areas. So biological sciences, education, the Islamic banking and finance course, environmental sciences. We're seeing some really kind of interesting applications from students now. So I'm pretty confident that whatever you're interested in, that you're joining us today, whatever you're interested in, Bangor is going to have that course for you. And I'll talk a little bit more detail about some of the more popular programs later. So just to talk very quickly about the entry requirements for Pakistan, these are the minimum entry requirements for our courses. Some courses will have higher entry requirements, and I would always encourage you to take a look on our website, bangor.ac.uk, find your course to get your specific entry requirements. But generally speaking, these are the minimum entry requirements that we look for. So at an undergraduate level, we're looking for 75% or above in your high school certificate, or a pass in your 2 years bachelor's degree. For English language, we would be looking for an English language certificate awarded at an elective or an advanced level high school certificate. Failing that, we would ask for IELTS level 6. But obviously right now, IELTS centers are closed, so we're accepting online English exams. One example being the Duolingo test, which you need 105 points to be equivalent to IELTS level 6. That's a very easy and convenient test for you guys to do if you need IELTS. So that will be very convenient for you guys. And obviously, we're joined today by Moeed from OIEG, Oxford International. They offer a number of pathway programs. So if you don't quite meet these criteria, these entry requirements, you have an option to go through the pathway programs with Moeed, and he'll talk about those in more detail later. Postgraduates, we're looking for 4 years bachelor's degree with 60% grade B or a 3.0 GPA, or 2 years bachelor's degree and 2 year master's degree. English language requirements are the same as undergraduate level. So again, if you meet these requirements, please, you'll be eligible for direct entry. And if you're kind of on the border or you're a little bit below, my colleague Moeed will be happy to talk about that in more detail later. So tuition fees. Obviously, tuition fees will vary depending on the course that you're looking to study, but generally speaking, these are the range of fees that we have at the university. Hopefully you will agree with me that the fees are quite competitive, compared to similarly ranked universities. This year, we've introduced more flexibility in our payment, so students can pay in up to 3 installments to kind of spread out the cost over a period of time to make it easier for you guys to pay. Obviously, studying overseas can be a very expensive, a very costly exercise. So, we need to have flexibility in our payment plans to make sure that you can, afford it and it's realistic for you guys. You can see on the right-hand side there, the minimum documents that you would need to make an application to study at Bangor University. Again, you'll be working with your counsellor at HR Consultants. They know Bangor's application process very, very well. They've been working with us for a long, long time. So if you have any questions about the documents that you need, please refer to your counsellor. Obviously, with COVID-19, some of these might be difficult to get right now, like your degree certificate if your university is closed. So we can work with some flexibility in our admissions, so don't worry about that. We'll always let you know different options if you don't have all of these documents. So living costs, here is a kind of a very rough breakdown of the living costs that you would expect in Bangor. Like I said at the beginning of the presentation, we're one of the cheapest places to live in the UK, and we're very proud to have that title because it makes it affordable for you guys in coming from a developing economy. It makes it affordable education for you to do well. So all of these prices are based on you living in university accommodation. And like I said, Bangor was the best university accommodation in 2018. So they're very modern facilities. You'll be living in very good spaces, your own private bedroom, private bathroom with a shared kitchen. If you're female and you would like to live in your own female accommodation, we have that option as well for you. That can be very popular for students in Pakistan. So if that's something you're interested in, please let me know, and you'll have to book that a little bit earlier because it is popular. Obviously, giving an idea about living costs is difficult to do because everybody has a very different style of living. For example, one person might stay at home, do all of their cooking at home, never go out to eat or never go shopping, and they'll have a very low cost of living. Somebody else, they might like to eat out every day, they go shopping every day, they like to go to fancy restaurants, bars and coffee shops, so their cost of living will be much higher. But I think if you do a comparison to other universities and other cities in the UK, you will see that Bangor is much, much cheaper. So those are the costs that you'll need for Bangor University, but how are we helping you? What can we give to you to make it more accessible? Bangor has a really strong scholarship program worth over £1 million every year. And these are the scholarships that would be open to you guys. So I'll just talk about these kind of one by one because they each have kind of specific requirements, and it's important that you understand them. So the kind of headline scholarship, our main scholarship, is the Vice Chancellor's Scholarship. And this is 50% off tuition fees. It's available to both undergraduate students and postgraduate students. And it's really for students for first class. So if you're at high school level, if you've just finished high school, you'd be looking probably, I'm just trying to think of the equivalent now, 75, 80%. I think above for a first, maybe even a little bit higher than that. And then if you're undergraduate level, moving into a master's degree, you'd need a GPA of, I think it would be 3.4, 3.5, maybe a little, 3.6 potentially. They've changed slightly, so I'd have to double check. But essentially, you need to be a first class student. The one problem with this is that it's not available for September 2020, I'm afraid. The deadline has already passed. But it will be open for January 2021, and it will be open again for September 2021. So if you're looking to come at those later dates, then this could be a really good scholarship for you guys. The next one would be the Professional Experience Scholarship, and this is for students who have, more mature students with managerial experience, with work experience of 2 or more years. And this is up to £4,000. And just like the Vice Chancellor's Scholarship, the deadline for this is passed, I'm afraid, for September. But again, it will be open for January 2021. and September 2021. The next two scholarships, they are automatic and they're open all year round. So they're open now and you would be eligible for these. The Dean's Scholarship is up to £5,000. So it's a really decent sum of money. And again, it's for first class students, equivalent of a first class in your high school or your undergraduate degree. And that's an automatic scholarship, meaning that when you apply to the university, you don't need to do anything else. The university will look at your application and they will award you a scholarship based on your scores. If you're not quite at a first class level, you're a little bit below that, then you'd be eligible for the International Scholarship, which is up to £3,000. And again, that's automatic. You wouldn't need to do anything. So realistically, a student from Pakistan is looking for a scholarship of between £3,000 and £5,000. One of the common questions that I get from Pakistan is, do we have full scholarships? And I'm afraid that we don't have full scholarships, unfortunately. It's quite rare for universities in the UK to offer full scholarships, but there might be some funding opportunities for you in Pakistan from the Pakistani government. So do kind of check and see if there's anything available for you there as well. So that's enough of kind of about the boring stuff about costs and courses and things. So what are you going to do outside of your studies? What is there to do in North Wales? I think traditionally, maybe people think of the UK or particularly Wales as kind of a boring, sleepy place and there's not much to do. And actually that's very far from the truth. There's a very well-known travel guide called the Lonely Planet Travel Book. And it ranked North Wales as the number three adventure destination in the world after a place in New Zealand and somewhere in Canada. So a very exciting place to live. If you come to Bangor, you can go on this ride here and it's about 10 minutes away from the university. You can't really see it, but up on the mountain, there's a very small building. And basically what they do is they tie you to this line and they throw you off the mountain and you fly down about 120 kilometers an hour. So it's very, very exciting. I can see my colleagues looking a bit scared there. I'm not sure if they want to come and do this, but maybe.
Have you experienced yourself?
Yeah, I've done it myself. I didn't do it when it was cold and snowing though. So maybe if you come, Simon, we can take you there and you can go on that.
We'd love to have this adventure.
Good. So just to give you guys an idea about where Bangor is located, I know that obviously, Pakistan and the UK has a long-standing historical relationship, and maybe many of you have family members that live in the UK, maybe in Manchester, in Birmingham or London. So I just want to give you an idea about our connectivity to the rest of the UK. So Bangor is about 2 hours away from Manchester on the train. That's very convenient. Unfortunately, I haven't traveled to Pakistan before. I was supposed to be there this year, actually, but obviously COVID-19 put a stop to that. But I understand that, in Islamabad, sometimes it can take, an hour, 2 hours to drive across the city. So it's very convenient for you to travel to Manchester or Birmingham or London on the train to see your family members or to see your friends. So yeah, we're very well connected to the rest of the UK and these bigger cities. Again, just some more pictures about the location, and you can really see here how beautiful it is. We have beautiful blue skies and blue seas, golden sands. Our beaches are very close. The picture to the right-hand side there, you can see even on a cloudy, rainy day, it looks strangely beautiful. Again, this is that adventure park with some really exciting things for you to do. If you're more interested in kind of a slower pace of life, like kind of history and culture and tradition, we have lots of castles, lots of beautiful seaside resorts with cafes and restaurants that you can visit on the weekend. But again, like I said, if you want shopping, if you want that big city life, like Manchester is 2 hours away on the train, Birmingham is 2.5 hours away, and London's 3 hours away. So we're really, really well connected, and you can kind of travel to all of these things. And I think it's important to say that sometimes students from those big cities, they actually come to Bangor, they come to North Wales for a weekend. To climb mountains, to go to the beaches. So that says a lot. Just a few more slides now. I appreciate you sticking with me. So student support, I think this is a really important slide to talk about, especially given the circumstances with COVID-19 right now. This will be a really scary time for you guys to travel internationally. It will probably be the first time that many of you have gone overseas, and it will probably be the first time that some of you have gone overseas by yourself. So you need to know that you're going to have a network of people to support you in the UK, to support you in Bangor when you're here. And these two guys, they do an incredible job of doing this. So Alan on the left-hand side, he's local to Bangor, and Marcel on the right-hand side. Marcel has a really fantastic story because he's actually from Spain, and he came here as a student, and he studied with us, and he liked it so much he stayed and did a PhD, and then he got a job working for the university, and now he's settled here. You know, he lives here now. That's just a really incredible story to show you how positive an impact Bangor had on Marcel, and what it could potentially have for you guys as international students as well. They offer advice on all of these things, so finance, visas, immigration, healthcare, employment. So that's a really, you know, important service for you guys to have. One other thing I should say whilst I'm talking about immigration is you guys might know that you will have an opportunity to get what's called the post-study work visa, which will mean that after you graduate, that you will be able to stay in the UK for up to 2 years after you graduate. And that's a really great thing for you guys because it means you can do your 12-month master's program and stay in the UK for up to 2 years, sorry, working after that. So that can lead to immigration option in the future as well. Just 3 more slides now. You'll be happy to know. I'm hopeful that you haven't fallen asleep. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the most common or most popular programs that we have at Bangor University for students in Pakistan. And obviously business studies and MBAs come first. So Bangor is quite unique because we have 11 different MBA programs. Most universities only have 2 or 3 very general MBAs, but they don't accurately represent the world of business. Business is a very diverse field, and there's lots of different things that, you know, students can do. And our MBA programs, they reflect that. So, you know, for example, if a student is interested in sustainability or environmentally focused companies, then the environmental management MBA would be a good choice for them. However, if they're more interested in software, in computers and programs, then the information management MBA would be a really good program for them. Obviously, Islamic banking and finance is another good program, which is popular in Pakistan. As more and more banks worldwide, they're looking to offer you know, Islamic banking services to their customers for the, you know, the growing population in the Arab and Muslim world. So that's a really popular program, and Bangor is one of the only universities in the UK to offer that program. So that's a really good opportunity for you. All of our MBAs come with professional qualification as well. So that's an added benefit for you guys because employers really like students who have the professional qualification when they graduate. So some really good options there. Electronic engineering, as Noor said at the beginning of the presentation, Bangor is one of the oldest universities in the UK. So we were founded in 1884. We're almost 150 years old. And actually our electronics engineering department is the oldest in the UK. But even though it's old, it's not broken. It still works, it's still very good. So we were top 25 this year for this department and top 15 in the UK this year for the teaching quality in this field. So you're coming to a really high quality institution for this subject. Specialist research areas are 5G, nanotechnology, and microfabrication. So the little tiny computer chips that go into your mobile phones, go into your earphones, go into your laptops. We have specialist research center for that. My final slide is this one. So computer sciences is another very popular area for our students in Pakistan. And these are some of the companies that our students have gone on to join. So you can see these are the biggest companies in the world, some of the biggest and best companies in the world. And the fact that our graduates have gone on to join these companies shows you that we have very high quality graduates that meet the expectations of these world-class companies. And because of that, I like to say that Bangor's graduates are some of the best in the world because they go on to work for some of the biggest and best companies. And if you apply yourself, if you work hard, this could be you. You guys could be working for some of these companies if you really wanted to. Yeah. So thank you. That's the end of my presentation. You can hear my voice is just about to go, so it's perfect timing. to hand back to Saima and move on to Moeed from OIEG. But again, there's my contact details. If you have any questions in the future, please feel free to send me an email or add me on WhatsApp, and I'm happy to talk to you. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Morgan. You have explained very nicely, and we have enjoyed each and every slide, especially the slides of the view of Bangor University and the location around. It was so beautiful, very, very stress-free place, a very calm place, which of course all the students, all the people who are really looking forward to study, this is the best suitable environment they have. I mean, they can get from while studying at Bangor University. Thank you so much for all the presentations were very clearly represented, and you've explained very nicely. We have a question, a request or a question, we can say that. I mean, this is regarding the English language requirements. Of the English language requirement at Bangor University, I would like to tell my viewers as well, it's very flexible. It's 6 for all the programs and with 5.5 the minimum. And Duolingo is 105. So it's easily, I mean, it is very easy to achieve 6 overall. Students who are having a nice, I mean, average academic, I mean, average speaking English level. So I really, I mean, would like to ask if it is possible for you to accept HSC students with English marks, good English marks like more than 60% or 65. A touch of 65 is very ideal for students who are able to speak and understand English at level 6.0 in English. So do you have any arrangement for those students IELTS and accepting HSC English?
I mean, we can certainly look at it on a case-by-case basis. We are in the process of reviewing our English language requirements for that. At the moment, you know, like I said, they'd probably have to be done on a case-by-case basis, and it would have to be definitely the higher band, so definitely 65 to 70 or above. So yeah, I mean, it kind of depends really, as I said, on the other academic performance of the student in other areas as well. But if you have a student who's concerned about that, then for sure, I'm happy to talk to them and just get an idea of their current position as well. Because, you know, students from Pakistan, they're generally required to prove their English ability for the UKVI as well. So, you know, sometimes they're a bit stricter and they do require some form of English qualification outside of the HSC. So yeah, it's a bit of a gray area, but I'm happy to look at it on a case-by-case basis.
We really understand this is, I mean, true fact. Students are not always, I mean, having very good marks in English examination. It's not necessarily they're very well spoken in English. So what we can do there, I mean, we can make exceptions if possible in future. If a student is speaking good English and able to understand, and we think that if he doesn't require a TOEFL or IELTS or Duolingo or any other related test, we ask university to just interview and just check for, I mean, for 10 to 15 minutes of Skype online meeting for him can be arranged and to determine the whether he'll be able to pursue without IELTS or not. So
yeah, I mean, we do have a few options. So we do have what's called the Bangor University English test. Unfortunately, that's not online at the moment, because that would essentially allow us to check the ability of the student to see if it matches up to the requirements that we would need. It would be a little bit difficult to just judge someone's overall English ability on a 10-minute or a 15-minute conversation.
Yeah, I understand. Yes, just to check whether, I mean, they'll be able to go. Otherwise, university can do something else. Otherwise, Duolingo has helped a lot, I believe, and is going to help us. And the IELTS indicator as well. So
yeah, I think the Duolingo, in terms of because IELTS centers are closed, Duolingo is the best option for students right now because number one, it's very cheap. So it's $49 US. Number two, it's like, it takes less than 1 hour. IELTS is more than 4 hours. Number three, you can do it in your own home. So it's very convenient. So I would always encourage students to do that if they are considering, or if they need
Yeah.
to move.
Yeah, the reason of raising this point regarding the criteria is because the universities are, they're making their criteria flexible with the HSC English examination, the basis of that paper, the waiving the IELTS. So you may note, and for future, if some changes occurs in flexibility council, do share with us the updates.
Sure.
So do we have questions? Mahanur, are you there? I think Mahanur is unable to hear us. She has some internet connections problem. So Miss, yeah, no questions. Okay, so we should move on towards Muid and Bangor International College. See the pathways for and support for the students, international students especially, were unable to meet the criteria or looking for flexible entry. So what help is coming from Bangor International College for international students programs?
Okay, sure. Thank you, Saima. Thank you, Morgan, for such a detailed information regarding the university. It does help us as the pathway provider when we have a university colleague who can talk about the university in such a depth. I think Morgan has covered all the aspects of the information that a student would require before choosing an institution. So there are a few things that I wanted to address before I talk about Bangor University International College. In terms of English language, Saima, for direct students, apart from Duolingo and other options, Bangor University does have their English language test with Oxford International Education Group. So that is an option for students who are going direct to Bangor. Now, I think Morgan, when he spoke about programs, he did cover specific programs such as psychology and why those programs are in demand. So I'm not going to do that, but there's one thing that I would like to add. I mean, Bangor University specializes in each university has got their key strengths. So I think psychology, as Morgan mentioned, it's one of the key subjects, and there's a lot of demand I think a lot of demand is not the right word, but there's an increased demand from students in Pakistan for programs such as psychology. And what I would like to mention is that Bangor's University's psychology programs are accredited by British Psychological Society. So it's a recognition, accreditation that I think being a student, accreditation that a student would be interested to know. So moving on to who we are and what we do. So Oxford International Education Group, as you introduced, we are a pathway provider. We work with a number of universities in the UK, and Bangor University is one of them. So our center with Bangor, which is called Bangor University International College, is based inside the university. And the same goes to other pathway centers with our partner universities across the UK. So at Bangor University International College, we offer International Year 0 and International Year 1 with some pre-master's programs as well. So I'm going to explain what is International Year 0, International Year 1, and briefly cover pre-masters as well. So as a pathway provider, we help students. We help those students who are not academically qualified to get an admission directly at year 1 of bachelor's degree at the university. So we have options for both students. We have options for two types of students. The students who marginally miss their entry requirements, we offer them International Year 1, which is equivalent to Year 1 of a bachelor's degree at the university. So students who start their International Year 1 with us, after the completion of Year 1, they progress on to Year 2 at the university and finish their degree program in 3 years. Then International Year 0 students, they study an additional year. International Year 0 is also called Foundation Year as well. So after the completion of Foundation Year, students progress on to Year 1 at the university, and the overall program duration is 4 years. Same goes to pre-masters. Basically, for the students who are not academically qualified, we do have 1-term and 2-term pre-masters. I think an important question would be, what are the requirements for International Year 0 and International Year 1? So we do have a different set of entry requirements for both. So students who have studied O levels, if they have 5 subjects with a minimum grade E, we can take them on to International Year 0. And if a student has studied A levels, we need 2 A levels with grade E, which is equivalent to 32 UCAS points as per new tariff. If they have that, we can offer them International Year 1. For students with HSC background, we need 50% for International Year 0 and 55% minimum for International Year 1. In terms of English language, as Morgan said, university now accepts Duolingo as well. So that goes to our students. Apart from that, if a student has studied O levels and they have got a grade C in English language, they are not required to have IELTS. Additionally, we do have our own English language test for students who study at our pathway centers. This test is free for students who pass the program, and they then pay the deposit. So this is the options in terms of considering the current environment. I think one of the very important points which make Bangor very attractive proposition for students is their generous scholarship scheme. Morgan has already covered it. So students who study at Berwick, Bangor University International College, they are also entitled for scholarships once they progress. And during their studies at Berwick, we do have scholarships up to £4,000. So it varies from program to program, but it can go up to £4,000. And once a student progresses to the university, they get £3,000 per year for the duration of programs. So if a student is on International Year 0 and they then progress on to Year 1, they will have, say, a minimum of £3,000 in International Year 0, and then £3,000 per year for the remaining 3 years at the university.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And what about the 4,000? Isn't it like for the first year you'll get 4,000 and 3 for each year?
So it varies from program to program. Minimum is 3,000, right? So
okay.
so
sorry to
yeah. So no, it's fine.
Thank
I think it's
so
important for the listeners to have clarity as well. So that covers the scholarships part. I think very important points that I would like to cover in this session is the visa side of things for students who study at Berwick. So CASES, which is the electronic document that a student uses to apply for their visa. So university issues the CAS for Berwick students. What it does mean is that they're issued with a level 6 CAS, which enables them to have one visa for the entire duration of the program. So they're not required to come back to Pakistan after the completion of their foundation or diploma year and then apply for subsequent visa. So it's one visa that covers the whole duration of the program. It also saves the time and the hassle as well, right? So it gives them the allowance to work 20 hours per week from day one. So that's another advantage of having a level 6 CAS or degree level visa. Students are registered like a normal university student at BUIC, and they do have access to all the facilities from day one. So they get to experience the university life rather than studying at a remote center, which is very helpful. Morgan did mention about a number of students from Pakistan studying at the university. That goes to excuse me, BUIC as well. We do have a number of students who have started their program in September and September last year and January this year, and they all have positive feedback about the university. We do have a number of videos on our social channels, YouTube, where students can go and have a look. And those videos do have students who are currently studying at BUIC. The reason I'm saying that is because I think it's very important for students to get a perspective of the university from someone who is actually studying at the university. So that basically pretty much covers what I wanted to say for BUIC. And then I would be happy to take any questions, Saima.
Thank you very much, Moeed. You have explained about the entry, the programs availability, the popular programs, psychology, and other the business courses as well. So even the students are getting level 6 CAS, they need an IELTS of 5.5 overall, with 5.5 in each, not 6 overall. And please explain us about the year 1 entry criteria for the IELTS. Is 6 or 5.5? Is it all?
Okay, so for both International Year 0 and International Year 1, students who study at BUIC, they are required to have 5.5 overall with a minimum of 5.5 in each skill. I would like to clarify, these are the English language requirements for students who are studying at BUIC. For students who study direct at the university, it will be 6.0 with 5.5 as a minimum.
Okay, thanks a lot, Moeed, for explaining the IELTS requirement. We have a question for Morgan. A student is, so a student is saying that he is ACCA member, and he has done CFA level 1. So he's interested to study MBA program. So is he eligible?
So that's all he studied. He hasn't studied a degree previously.
He has studied ACCA. He has qualified. He has studied all ACCA papers, and he has done CFA level 1 as well. So
Okay, but he hasn't done a degree previously. He hasn't done like a master's degree or a bachelor's degree.
He has done ACCA, all the papers of ACCA. An ACCA is equivalent to level 7 in the UK. And the students, when they pass the papers, they get undergrad level 6 degree equivalency letter from ACCA Global.
Right.
They finish the entire 13 papers of ACCA, they get level 7 equivalency letter from the ACCA Global when they request. So are the options available for those? Because most of the UK universities are accepting ACCA students with 9 papers for their master's degree and for the specialized master's programs related programs.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that decision will be made by the school, because those kinds of decisions they go to the admissions and then they're referred to the school itself. to make that decision. But I think, like you say, if he's taken those qualifications, he'll have what's equivalent to an undergraduate degree. So that should be eligible for entry onto the course. But again, I wouldn't want to give 100%, cast iron guarantee until the people from the business school have advised him on that. But I think it would be okay, yeah.
Applications should be made and faculty can decide it later and then let us know that.
Yeah, it's for particular programs and particular situations. Like this one would be a bit of a unique example. For a lot of majority of applications, they just go straight to admissions and then they can approve that. But with certain courses, they have to be referred to the academic school to make a decision on whether or not they would be eligible. So yeah, that would be the best thing for the student to do, just to either speak or email the guy directly in the business school, or just to get the application in. It's free to apply at Bangor. It doesn't cost you anything. HR can help you get that application in. So, I would say it's worth just kind of submitting the application and see what happens, because obviously we're very, very flexible, like you were saying earlier, in what we can accept. But based on what has been said so far, I think you would be okay, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan, for explaining this. And I'm sure the viewer who has just raised this question has got the answer, and will of course submit the application to review and see. We have another query which is related to research PhD degrees. So opportunities for research is available at Bangor University. If you please elaborate.
Yeah, I mean, we have quite a few PhD options and Masters of Philosophy, MPhils, and research master's degrees as well. So MRes. So it kind of depends the field that the students are interested in. So some of the PhD options that we have are in ocean sciences, environmental sciences, linguistics, psychology has a few PhD options. There's some even in business. So we have quite a lot of flexibility and quite a lot of different options when it comes to PhD options. If students are looking to apply for a PhD, the important thing to remember is that those applications can be made throughout the year. With the most other courses, you only have like a September intake or a January intake, or if you're with going for Buick, there are multiple intakes throughout the year. But with PhD, you're literally any time that you can start. The important thing to remember with PhD is that you need to check that we have the right staff, the right academics to support your research, because PhD is a very, very research-heavy program, and you need to have specialists in your area that can support you and guide you in the right direction. And unless we have those, we won't be able to help you with a PhD, unfortunately. Another thing to also consider is that you need to identify a source of funding. There are very, very limited opportunities for fully funded PhD programs here in the UK. So if you're looking to do a PhD, please make sure that you've identified, you don't have to have secured the funding, but you just need to know where your funding is coming from, whether that be a government scholarship in Pakistan or some other kind of private institution, private scholarship, or funding from your family. Whatever it is, you just need to identify that funding at application. So it's always worth checking on our website, which is www.bangor.ac.uk, just to make sure that we have A, the kind of general field that you're interested, but B, specialist academics that can support your research as well. I think Sana, she's back now. There we go. She's connected to audio.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I missed. Yeah, so I really missed the lines in between. You said, I'm so sorry about it.
Yeah, I mean, I just finished explaining, Sama. So
okay, thank you.
hopefully the student got it, but you might not have got it.
I'm so sorry, but yeah, I'll just catch it later. Don't worry. So I had another question related to the postgrad, really the postgrad entry requirement, and it was if because you when I saw the slide, it was written there the 3 GPA with 60% is required, right? So what if a student is having a low GPA but percentages is still 65 or maybe 60, touching 60? So what will happen in this case? Because I recently did an application and got a rejection, and I really want you to review. So we'll discuss that application later. But
Yeah.
for the viewers, I would really like you to address on this point.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
sometimes
I guess it probably depends on the institution, right? Because some universities will work off GPA, and maybe some universities will work off percentages. I think that, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe in Pakistan that they're moving to GPA overall across the country, or is it a mix? I'm not 100% sure.
I really, if you please come again with the query, with the question you said. I didn't get
Yeah,
it.
I was just going to say that I'll look at that particular application with you. You can send it and I can have a look. But I was asking you kind of, in Pakistan, are universities moving all towards GPA, or do some do percentages? Do some do GPA?
So mainly it's a GPA system, and the and really it depends upon the, I mean, percentages also seen in some universities are calculating percentage wise, and some of them are doing the CGPA system, working on CGPA system. But every university, they have their smart entry standard calculations of the markings. So we at the back side of the transcript, the calculations and the equivalencies of percentages and the GPS can be seen. So I think while doing the application, we should present that, we should send it and highlight it, the GPA and the percentage equivalency that may help a university to decide.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, so they say 60% or 65% and a 3.0 GPA or whatever it was. I think they say that because generally speaking, that usually matches up. But it might not match up in every single case. So we look at it on the overall percentage, the overall GPA, right? Not just kind of breakdown of each score. But it's a good point, Simon, and it's something I'll definitely look at, because we always have to constantly update our admissions policies and entry requirements. So I'll have to look at that case, and I'll kind of update those policies as soon as possible.
Thank you so much, Morgan. Yeah, so please, Manur.
I have a question with Mr. Moeed, related to CAS. What documents are required for CAS, sir?
Okay, so in terms of pre-CAS documents, what we need from the students is the proof of the payment. We need them to have passed their credibility interview. We need to see their financial documents, which includes bank statement, and then if they're using their parents' bank account, in that case, we would need to see their birth certificate, a letter of consent from the parents that allows them to have access to the money. We will also need to see their TB certificates. So these are the minimum, these are the requirements. Sorry, can you hear me, Manu?
We can hear you.
Sorry, sir, I can't hear your voice.
Can you hear me now? Simon, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. You can start. You can continue your lines, please.
No, I have given the information in terms of what we require in terms of pre-CAS documents. I'm not sure if that answers Manu's question.
Yeah. So Manur, have you got the? Hopefully we got the answer. So do we have some more questions? Can you hear me? Well, thank you very much, Morgan, and thank you so much, Moeed. I hope you all can hear me, and we really want to tell our viewers that they should apply. Our numbers are shown on the screen. My number is 034647470026, and you can contact us on WhatsApp, email. Okay, so yeah, so you can contact us and apply as soon as possible for September. We really want to thank you and Morgan and Moeed Raza, both of you, for your support and your time that you have given to our viewers, and it's very, very helpful for the students to understand the situation, and the September 2020 intake is open and we're accepting applications. So I would like Mr. Edward to just add, and Mr. Moeed as well, both of you to add the ending lines for our viewers for the September 2020 and further intake.
Yeah, so just a very quick one from me. I think we're maybe having some connection issues, so I'll just wrap up very quickly. Thank you, everybody, for joining the session today. I hope it was useful for you guys to get an understanding about Bangor University and Buick with Oxford International College. So, hopefully it was, useful for you, and hopefully it answered a lot of questions. I know it's a really difficult time for you as you're making, decision about studying in September. But you should always know that universities and education is always going to be there for you. So just make sure the decision you're making is right for you. Please don't feel rushed to make a decision or rushed to come in September. Your safety is of number one importance. So thanks again for your time, and you've got my contact details if you have any questions, and I look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you again, Morgan. Yes, Moeed. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, thank you, viewers, listeners. Thank you, HR team, for organizing this session for Bangor University and Buick. My message would be that stay positive. We all know that these are unprecedented times, but we have got to stay strong. Be resilient. Focus on what we want to achieve. I would like to also add that times are difficult at the moment, but universities are here to assist. Institutions are here to assist students. We will keep the safety of our students at the top of the list. We do have flexible options, September intake and November as well, for students who are unable to join us in in September. Most importantly, look after yourself, keep your family safe, follow the government's SOP to contain this virus. And last but not the least, if you have any questions or you want assistance to study at Buick or Bangor, HR consultants are one of our trusted partners. They have got a very strong relationship with both Buick and university, and they will help you with all the stages of application process. So thanks once again for your time, everyone.
Thank you very much, Moeed. We would like to tell our viewers that they should apply, and if they feel any questions related to the entry criteria and the program's availability, please feel free to contact us. You can again note our numbers are giving in the comments. The entire team of HR is online, and they're also attending the live sessions, and they can see in the comments box the comments are being delivered by the other counselors as well. And our numbers are also given there. My email is there, so please feel free to apply. And if any information, any query related to the COVID-19 situation, any related to immigration, please do let us know. Please feel free to contact. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead. Bye bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Hafiz.